I'm gonna increase 1.8 centimeter, half of them on the front, and 1.8 centimeter on the back. If it's the regular shape of one-piece sleeve pattern, it's easy to move this point 1.8 centimeter and this point 1.8 centimeter. Then it's simple. But in this case, I'm gonna split the amount to these 4 points. Hi, I'm Jin. Welcome to Pattern Studio 101. Today, we are going to work on sleeve grading. Grading is the way we take one base pattern and scale it up or down to create all our different sizes. Instead of drawing a brand new pattern for every single size, we use specific measurement to make sure the fit and shape stay exactly the same as our original design. We're gonna use the drop shoulder hoodie pattern we made in my previous videos. And I showed you how to grade for body and hood pattern already. So if you haven't watched it yet, I'll put the link in the description below. Since this is a drop shoulder style, the sleeve cap height is very low. However, when it comes to the grading, the height of the sleeve cap doesn't change the rule. The most important thing is to always check with your body armhole grading. Okay, let's take a look at pattern we are working on. These are the sweatshirt pattern we drafted. And these are sleeve patterns. As you can see, there are several design seams on this sleeve pattern, which might be confusing at first, but don't worry, I will walk you through it step by step. This sleeve has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. But these are just design seams, not really make specific shape of the sleeve. Since we graded the body pattern with a 10 centimeter rule at the chest, we're gonna use the same grading rule for the sleeve. The first thing you have to do is the bicep increment. When the chest circumference increment is 10 centimeter, the bicep can grow about 35%. 35% of the body increment. To make it easy to calculate, I'm gonna increase 36%. So 10 centimeter of 36%, 3.6 centimeter. This is the shoulder point. This is the underarm point. So this is the front armhole, and this is the back armhole. To increase the bicep 3.6 centimeter, I'm gonna increase 1.8 centimeter, half of them on the front, and 1.8 centimeter on the back. If it's the regular shape of one-piece sleeve pattern, it's easy to move this point 1.8 centimeter and this point 1.8 centimeter. Then it's simple. But in this case, I'm gonna split the amount to these 4 points. This panel is pretty small, so I'm gonna keep this width for all the sizes. So we are gonna increase the bicep with these 4 points. 1.8 centimeter on the front, 1.8 centimeter on the back. Because this center panel is a little bit bigger than the under panel, I moved this point 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter here, and 0.8 centimeter and 0.8 centimeter here. So in total, the bicep is increased 3.6 centimeter. For the hem, when the chest circumference increases by 10 centimeter, the wrist will increase by 2.5 centimeter. So about 25%. But again, to make it easy to calculate, I'm gonna increase 2.6 centimeter. 0.7 centimeter each side on this top sleeve, 0.6 centimeter on each side for this under sleeve. So 2.6 centimeter in total. So these are going to be the new seams for the bigger size. Let's look at the body grading for a second. We didn't change the armhole depth at the underarm. So underarm point just go out for the chest circumference, but it didn't go up or down. But if you see the shoulder point Shoulder points went up by 1.3 centimeter. So armhole depth is bigger now. So on the sleeve, we're gonna do the same. We're gonna move up the shoulder point by 1.3 centimeter. And we're going to keep the underarm point as it is. Let's focus on the sleeve cap height, like y-axis. We don't want to move the underarm point. So this is 0 line. And we move the shoulder point by 1.3 centimeter. But then, how much do you want to move the points at this level, and this level, and this level? So this is a 0 line. We moved up 1.3 here. So those points are a little bit under the half. So by the proportion, I'm going to move those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points by 0.4 centimeter. This is not the fixed rule. Once you draw the new armhole curve, if you don't like the curve shape, you might want to move only 0.3 centimeter or a little more, 0.5, 0.6 centimeter. So don't stick with the number. It's kind of proportion and percentage. So it's gonna look like this. But this is not the end. Once you grade the sleeve armhole by the rules, you must check the increment with the body armhole. You measure the original body armhole length and the armhole curve length for the new size, the bigger one. Then you can calculate the difference. So for my example, the difference of the armhole length between original pattern and the increased pattern is 5.1 centimeter. Once you find it, check your sleeve armhole length. Sleeve armhole length doesn't have to be exact length with the body, right? The sleeve can have ease, so the length doesn't have to be the same, but the increment should be the same. So if the body armhole increment is 5.1 centimeter, for my example, then the sleeve armhole length increment should be 5.1 centimeter. If this is 5.1 centimeter, good to go. But if it's not, then you need to fix the sleeve. You do not want to revise the bicep. You want to revise the shoulder point higher like this or lower like this. So the point is, the body armhole length and the sleeve armhole length doesn't have to be the same, but their increment should be the same. And you make the same increment by moving the shoulder point. Okay, for the sleeve cuff, because this is just a rectangle, you can increase the same amount you increased at the sleeve hem. This is the sleeve pattern grading for this drop shoulder hoodie sweatshirt. If you enjoy this in any way, shape, or form, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. I truly appreciate your love and support from the bottom of my heart. Have a great week. See you next time. If you want a more structured way to follow along, I've created a technical library based on all my YouTube lessons. Each video comes with a PDF version, so you can build your own pattern making reference library over time. Visit my website, patternstudio101.com, and become a member. You will receive the written instructions each week, so you can follow everything more clearly. The link is below this video.